Pam, and I'm here with Blair, our technical sales engineer. And we're happy to present to you our Bigcommerce integration webinar, and we'll talk about how you can increase your productivity and efficiency by connecting your ERP with your Bigcommerce web store. For today's webinar, I'll give a quick intro to eBridge Connections and what exactly we do as a company. I'll dive into a quick overview of our integration with your Bigcommerce web store. Then I'll pass it off to Blair, who will discuss the integration process, how a Bigcommerce integration would really benefit your current e-commerce investment. We'll end this quick presentation by having an open Q&A, so feel free to ask questions throughout the presentation, and we'll go over them at the end. So I don't see this presentation really going over a half an hour. eBridge Connections has over 20 years experience in the accounting software integration industry. We were founded by our current CEO, Colin Brown, in 1993, and back then we only did EDI integration projects. Since then, we've added over 1,000 EDI trading partners, 20 e-commerce web stores, and popular CRM platforms. Our most recent milestone was putting our integration solution on the cloud, which we continuously make improvements and updates to. So those can be seen on our Twitter or on our website, so keep your eye open. So eBridge is based out of Burlington, Ontario, which is just a hop, skip, and a jump away from Toronto. And at eBridge, we build, maintain, and support all of our own solutions. We don't rely on any third-party software. Our integration has the ability to integrate thousands of different connections. There are many different advantages to our connection. A fully managed connection with connectivity, data translation, and compliance all handled in the cloud. We have an unlimited 24/7 access to our support team. You can access your eBridge connection on our ePortal, a web-based application where you can manage documents, archive, and search for your data history. An integration solution that enables you to add, change your e-commerce providers. You can update your ERP and bring on new EDI customers with ease. We have online help tutorials and videos. And our software is a secure SaaS-based platform where which you can access from any device with an internet connection. I'm now going to pass off the presentation to Blair, who's going to explain our integration process.
Thanks, Pam. So what we're going to do today is kind of discuss the many different ways that we can help you integrate your solution. We'll go over some of the basics at a very high level, and we'll get into some of the technical details. We can always save that for demonstration later once you contact our sales team and kind of give some specifics as of your integration need. So the architecture for eBridge is set up very similar to this. At a very high level, we have on the left-hand side, obviously, e-commerce. Could be, in this case, like a big commerce store. EDI documents we can also integrate with. So if you have trading partners like Walmart, Sears, Target, a host of others, we can definitely take those purchase orders, invoices, sales orders, and pull them into your ERP. CRMs like Salesforce, we can also integrate. And how we do this is basically through our ePortal. It is a cloud-based solution that takes the documents, transforms them into a standard XML format, and brings them down to an ERP. This is how we facilitate the actual integration to many different ERP systems, not just one or two. And this is kind of how we do it. We can integrate with a number of different accounting systems. We call these key areas touch points. So if we look at the main touch points, which is the most popular touch points that we actually use, we have sales orders, inventory, product, and shipment update. Any of these touch points can be used. So a lot of our customers will use sales orders as a starting point. They may use inventory, but the solution is set up in a way that you're not, you don't have to go ahead and get all 4 or 12 touch points. You can start at a relatively small level, like a sales order, into Sage or Microsoft Dynamics or SAP, and then grow that when your system and your orders start to pile up, and you want to integrate product updates and inventory updates, and then possibly at the end of the day, shipment updates, so that you can actually send an email out from Bigcommerce to your clientele to notify them that the order has been invoiced and shipped. So that's kind of when you discuss the integration with our sales team. They'll talk about touch points, what you want to integrate, obviously what your accounting system is. We're not limited also to just an accounting system. We can also integrate, like I said, EDI documents at the same time against the same system, and CRM like Salesforce, all at the same time. So we're not limited to just that one touch point or point of entry. We can mix and match as we go along. So typically, we'll go through a number of the touch points and kind of expand on how they kind of work. A typical sales order touch point, you would still have your Bigcommerce orders coming in. They would get brought down into the ePortal where they'd be transformed and then sent down to your ERP. If a customer did not exist, depending on your ERP that you'd be using, that customer would be created based on a number of different criteria. The sales order process would be the same. So when your sales order is entered, you might invoice after that, and then your regular ERP process takes place. So whatever process you have in place, you'll do as normal. The great thing about eBridge is no added code to either the Bigcommerce side, no modules, no apps to install, and same with the ERP side. There's basically a small Windows service that gets installed that communicates back and forth to our ePortal. Everything else is stored up on the cloud, so you don't have to worry about any kind of overhead or additional hardware required to actually set this integration up. The other advantage is if you do update your system to a different revision or a new version, it's very easy to move over. Inventory update touchpoint would work like this. Bigcommerce orders would come in, get transformed. Sales orders would be entered just through the sales order touchpoint. At that point, what would happen is we would actually send the inventory update. So the if there's 10 items in your warehouse and you had five orders come in, obviously you have 5 of those items left if each person ordered 1 item. That information would be pulled up to your Bigcommerce store and be updated. So you'd have an inventory of 5 on your Bigcommerce store, an inventory level of 5 in your ERP, in your warehouse, so everything would match up. So that's how we kind of sync things on an order-by-order basis and do that roll-up of inventory updates. Product updates slightly different. You would have, on your ERP side, everything would be controlled on the ERP. It would be the master account. So all your products, SKUs and UPCs, descriptions, categories, would all be managed on your ERP and updated on your Bigcommerce site. So you don't have to go into Bigcommerce and actually update your product area or manage that. You would do everything with your ERP, which is a huge advantage. There's no duplicate entry, no mistakes can be made if you're mistyping any information. It really allows you a lot of flexibility. And then shipment update, basically taking that process of a sales order, the inventory, and kind of rolling everything up. So once you invoice, basically the shipping update will go to your customer saying that the product shipped. Automatically, this will happen once you invoice and send out the item. They'll get the tracking number. So it really closes that loop and really automates that whole sales order process. It allows your customers to know exactly when things are being shipped and when they expect to receive their product. Now, from a Bigcommerce perspective, we'll look at some of the features that Bigcommerce offers and how eBridge integrates with those specific features. Some of these are more specific, and some of these are kind of general guidelines for your Bigcommerce store. The one thing that always comes up with any cart, Bigcommerce is not an exception, is product options. So, items that come in a variety of colors, sizes, like a T-shirt, we can definitely handle that through the integration, and your Bigcommerce cart can have those options. Items that normally come in a matte black finish, let's say, but they're also available in the brush steel for $50 more. You can add those options in your Bigcommerce store. Items that are sold in packs of 12, 60, or 100, those are customizations. Any of these customizations or product options that you include in Bigcommerce can be brought down into basically our integration. We'll handle all those type of integrations through Bigcommerce into the ERP. If you don't take advantage of them, we don't need to use them, but they're there if you need them. When it comes to payment options with Bigcommerce, they have a number of different support payment providers that you can use, like Authorize.net, PayPal, Google Checkout, to name a few. They also accept credit cards directly, so your major, Master, Visa, Discover cards. They also have a number of payment gateways. No matter what type of payment you're using, if you capture funds at the time of sale on the website, that sales order information will come through to your ERP. Of course, we're not going to capture the actual credit card numbers. We'll make sure that that information gets captured at the other end, so we're compliant, in compliance with certain compliance regulations out there. Basically, we want to make sure that the information from the sales order gets in. The gateway, whether it be a pre-integrated gateway on the website or an Authorize.net, whatever it may be, we can definitely handle any of those type of payments. When it comes to taxes, discounts, and coupons, eBridge can also help you with this. Whether you're using a tax program within Bigcommerce or you're calculating the tax within your ERP, we can definitely work with either of those systems. When you're using coupons, we can actually track the coupons. So if you have specific coupons that you're using against customer base, we can definitely bring that coupon code over into your ERP so you know exactly which coupon code they use, what was the discount amount, so that you can do some reporting after the fact and actually see how many times that coupon code was used, or specifically how much money you've offered in discounts, and all that great information can be available and brought down to your specific ERP. When we're talking about multi-store integration, I did mention it that we support many other stores, and we can also do this at the same time that your Bigcommerce store is in operation. This allows you to maintain one set of inventory because you will be dealing with one ERP. We can send all that information up to all your different sites across the board. You can also maintain your pricing and your product within one system. So it saves you and gives you a lot of control, and it really centralizes all the data in one place and allows us to update many stores at once and manage everything in one area on the e-portal. And really what this is boiling down to is that eBridge is here to make things easier for you. So the e-portal and the bridge, depending on your ERP, makes managing your integration a lot easier. Adding touch points and services as you require them. So if you want to start off with sales orders and then add different touch points as you go along, or if you have an EDI trading partner like Walmart, but then you start to add Sears and Target and different ones up here in Canada like Loblaws, you can do that. We can build those out as you require them. As things change, we can modify your process. So it's really a customizable integration, which you can't really find in a lot of other places. Updates or changes become easy with our cloud product. You can easily update through the different revisions without any downtime. That's a big bonus. We talked about multiple web stores. You can integrate the flow of data providers. So basically what we want to do is make sure that you can make the strong decisions. You don't have a situation where you're having 2 or 3 people enter orders all day. You can take those people and put them in a different role, or just basically be checking or just invoicing instead of creating sales orders. So really freeing up your time, and really if you created a website like Bigcommerce, you want to really leverage that investment in the commerce cart and all the time and effort you put into creating images, all your product, your layout. You really want to take advantage of that and really bring down those orders and automate that whole sales process. So at this point, what we're going to do is kind of open it up to some questions. So if you have any questions, you can type them in now. We'll try to get to as many as we can. If there's any that we can't answer, we can take those offline or have somebody on the sales team contact you and kind of go through your specific questions that you may have about this integration. Kind of let them roll in here. So here's a question. When I enter a part into the accounting ERP, does it get added to the web store? And yes, there's about a 5-minute to 15-minute interval So basically the parts go up. They get brought up every 5 to 15 minutes. So usually what will happen is you can even customize it where you can do only on modified date or only when products go up. So there can be some modifications done in your ERP that actually allow you for this, allow you to only send the items up that you want on the web store. And can eBridge do B2B and B2C? Yeah, definitely. A lot of our clients start off with a B2C or even a B2B store, and they want to expand and sell to the public, or vice versa. We have clients that do both. We can offer definitely either group pricing with the information with the products can be brought up and then specialized for B2B customers or B2C. So there's a number of different integration options from that particular thing. Do you integrate with Shopify? I believe we are investigating integrating with Shopify right now. It's something that we've looked at. I know Shopify has expanded their offering, and I think that's something that we will be adding shortly. So that's something that we can discuss with our sales team for sure. Another question that came in, not sure what you mean by Windows integration for the bridge. Do you mean on the server, hosting QuickBooks, software be installed to communicate, would be installed to communicate with Bigcommerce in the cloud? Yes, so basically on your server, wherever your, in this case, QuickBooks would be, we would install a Windows service, which is basically a service that runs and has credentials for your ePortal account, and that would basically talk back and forth to our ePortal and transfers data back and forth between the two systems. So it's a very small install. It's a Windows service. There's no actual software as such, like an actual physical piece of software, like an on-premise piece. So it's really a huge advantage to IT people where there's no configuration. All the configuration is done by our professional services group, and everything else is kind of custom-made that way. So that's pretty much all the questions we got. And any questions that we didn't get to answer, we'll definitely follow up with you, and sales team member will be in touch and be able to answer those questions for you in more detail. So for Pam and myself, I'd like to thank you for attending the webinar, and hopefully we can talk to you about doing an integration shortly. Have a good day.